quick disclaimer before we get into the video. If you be commenting and I don't see your comments, I'm so sorry. They be blowing me, bro. They be blowing me, bro. Like they own my comments. They don't they don't be trying to let niggas see their comments. So but it is what it is. Greetings, brothers and sisters. How y'all doing? Good morning. It's early right now. All praises to the kingdom in the name of Yahushua and Abba Yahuwah. Now, you can probably tell by the title what the topic of this video is going to be. But first, this shit had me dead, boy. Because I clicked on, I went to this website and I'm like, bro, there's no way this is real. But I'm pretty sure it is. But it's just like, damn, man, this is how we starting off March. Girls can't even, girls sports is already like a point of contention for many people. Now, they can't even have that. Can't nobody just have nothing, bro. Nobody can have anything. They just want to make everything all weird and slimy. But anyway, we that's besides the point. We hear from the quotations, man. What they talking about in them quotes? Bravest athlete in history. God coded every English alphabet letter. Not just English. Second one, YHU that's supposed to be a U. There ain't no V in our language. So YHUH Elohim. You know who that is. Let this be confirmation for you that he is coming. Hey man, I don't need you to tell me that. And glory to the newborn king. So yeah, they talking. That's besides the point though. They've been doing this. That ain't nothing new. While we at it though, I had ended up reading this little section about gematria or whatever on the Gematrix webpage a while ago, and I was like, yeah, I gotta bring this up because I already knew these things was deep, but obviously when it comes to these esoteric ass concepts, for the other side at least, I don't really care to know all the details of that. But I guess I was just bored. I forgot how exactly it came about, but I ended up reading this little about section about gematria, the cryptic numerology of the Kabbalah. Oh boy. Gematria, I don't think it says it in this one, but gematria just means a part of the word is geometry. So it has to do with basically how how do I explain this? It's you know how they say everything is connected and such, everything's energy and frequency, blah blah blah, all that. And it's certain shapes that they basically worship. It's because those shapes are intrinsic to reality, you feel me? So it's a lot to that though. One obvious example is a cube. We only ain't got I'm gonna put a picture of it on the screen. I don't even know what you call this thing, but stuff of that nature. So you about to skim through this hard, but still touching all these points though. So from the top, and you can pause and read this whole thing if you really want to. The esoteric material presented on these pages involves revelation of information which has been hidden. Throughout history, individuals and organizations have chosen to guard their secrets by various cryptic means, and gematria is not only one of those, but arguably the most distinguished provenance of any. So they be on it. They be on that. But we already knew that, though. In particular, the gematria of English provides the key to unlocking many of the secret doctrines of the Freemasons and the true identity of the greatest writer in the English language, William Shakespeare, who we've talked about in a previous video, is actually Francis Bacon, a descendant of the dragon, who wrote the King James Bible and butchered the translation, and also wrote all 36 plays of William Shakespeare, who is not a real person. So yeah, just a whole lot of integrity to go around. Gematria is a Kabbalistic method of interpreting the Hebrew scriptures by interchanging words whose letters have the same numerical value when added. And they call it a rather restrictive definition because gematria was every bit as important to other peoples in antiquity. And examples of its use are more common in the culture of classical Greece than in Judaism. Maybe because we didn't have to hide everything. Next, that Hebrew and Greek are the two languages with which gematria has been traditionally associated, but on this website, I demonstrate that English, with its origin in Latin script, which is the beast language, is every bit as valid a language for gematria, and that its heritage by this means is as rich as those of Hebrew and Greek. The only difference being that the gematria coding of English has been, pay attention, one of the best kept secrets of the English-speaking world. So gematria works on the premise that letters of the alphabet can be used as numbers. Yeah, we know that. A well-known example is that of God, quotations, whose name spelled in Hebrew is IHVH. The values of these four letters are 10, 5, 6, and 5, and thus the number of his name is 26, supposedly. Why the name gematria? Gematria is said to derive from the Greek word, whatever that is, meaning geometry. Remember, I was talking about that earlier. And it may also be compounded with the word, whatever that is, meaning writing. The reason for the geometric connection is because the rules of sacred geometry play an important part in the secondary encoding of literary Kabbalah. Yes, indeed. And at the bottom, they got an example for you, just to show how deep this goes. We can consider, for example, a vesica Pisces, one of the most important figures in sacred geometry. A vesica with a width of 26, which is to them the creator, has a height of 45, which is the gematria value of the man he created, Adam. The difference between God and man is 45 minus 26 equals 19. This is the value of the woman created as a companion for Adam, Eve. In this way, the sacred vesica defines the relationship between the creator and mankind. God's primal act of creation is encapsulated by the first verse of Genesis. The Hebrew words here have a value of 2701. Among the many interesting properties of this number is the fact that it comprises the sum of 26 squared and 45 squared, hence the combination of God and Adam. This means that the 26 by 45 rectangle enclosing the vesica of creation has a diagonal of the square root of 2701. So yeah, this is how they do. This is what they was teaching in the mystery schools, and this is what they be learning behind them closed doors where them black and white tiles be at. They be studying this shit like you be studying for your final exam, except lifelong. Nah, I actually forgot about this. I didn't forget about it, but I wasn't planning to put this in the video. But it slides right in after this whole gematria explanation, because that's what I did to make this. Basically, what's in parentheses is what I actually typed into the little thing to like find phrases that like match with it, because I wanted to make like basically like a decree of fire, so I could like say it whenever niggas need to pick me up or something. So that's what I did with this. As you can see, in the eye of the storm, I manifest destiny through days of thunder and relentless pursuit. Do you hear what I hear? The silent preparation of the world's end, the sound of music like an uncontrollable fire. Nothing else matters. I am still here for a purpose, constantly monitored by the world. Yet running away only got me closer to the righteousness of God. This is my decree of fire. So I was saying that, but at the same exact time, I'm also saying, through him I am undefeatable. In the name of his son I am strong. My mother's voice guides me. Though my knees seem weak and I shed much blood, I stand, faithful and true, firmly averse against the abyss and its angels. Against all odds I refuse to waver, and my flame shall never fade, for I still believe. And yes, all these things really do have that correlation. I made sure. I wasn't even like, I was trying to make it coherent, but I didn't even know it was gonna come out this hard. You know, that's all Abba. But I mean, if I'm over here doing this with that, you ain't even gotta imagine what they be on with this type of man. Boy, you better watch what niggas be saying. Anyway, on to another crazy synchronicity, because our Father blows my mind every single day. Anyway, though, so you see this old ass manga on the screen, bro. I cannot stress to you enough how irrelevant this manga has been ever since I first read it back when I was like 9, 10, 11. Like around 10 or 11, I believe, was the last time I remembered that this series even existed, okay? So I see this video pop up on YouTube the other day called Siren Chapter 1. And I remembered the name. I was like, oh, bro, I read this so long ago. Like, so long ago. And I believe I only read the first volume, too. I'm assuming it was at the public library back when my dad was still alive, because we used to go there all the time. And that's like the only way I would be able to read something like that. So I'm pretty sure that's where it was. So I watched a little video about and it's basically like somebody editing the pages of the comic book and putting it into a slideshow format so that you don't have to actually read it. And I'm like, bro, I remember this. And then I look it up, I see the cover, and I'm like, bro, no, I really remember this now. Like, I remembered everything about this cover. Him doing that little hand sign, shotty with the wings and the sword. I remembered all that. I'm like, bro. Anyway, though, I'm finna play one short, pertinent clip from the last video that's gonna give some context to what I'm about to say.
In any event, the Golden Dawn was well established in Great Britain by 1900, and its membership included many celebrities, as well as Aleister Crowley himself. Other notable members included H.P. Lovecraft, an American author most famous for writing in the horror fiction genre, forbidden knowledge, and non-human influences on humanity. Race is the most controversial aspect of Lovecraft's legacy, and were he alive today, I'm sure all of his work would be censored and unpublished. Another rumored member was Bram Stoker, a famous Irish author, best known today for his novel Dracula. Charles Henry Allen Bennett was a member. He was a friend of Aleister Crowley and best known for introducing Buddhism to the West. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle was a member. He was author of Sherlock Holmes, and there were many others, especially authors and those in the arts.
Especially authors and those in the arts. Okay, well, what is this little goddamn gem of Freemasonry about? Okay, well, the main character named Ageha Yoshina, who's 16. Guess what his personality is? He's rowdy with a good heart. So him, some dude who used to be basically like a punk, grew up into a tough guy. His nickname is the Dragon. So our main character, the Dragon, and Shadi you see in the back, get roped up into a game where they get transported into the future and they're tasked with saving the future and finding out why the world would end up destroyed in the future. On some real Terminator, Time Cop, Dragon Ball Z, it's all the same damn thing. So I'm looking at this, drawing all the parallels with the storyline, and I'm like, bro, I haven't remembered that first of all, nobody even knows about this series. And I haven't thought about this series in well over like the better part of a decade, if not that and some change. So I'm like, bruh, this whole time. Lo and behold, all these niggas got a power system and it's called Psi, PSI. And I mean, look at the damn logo over there in the top right, bro. Like, you know what side this is, man. And it's like, we not even finna go too in depth on like the actual in-universe explanations of Psi, because it's the exact same thing we've already talked about. Like, it's literally the exact same thing. Like, I'm not even lying. Like, if you want to know about this, just go watch some of the other videos where I'm talking about the breath of life. It's the exact same thing. The same applications, just dolled up and twisted a little differently to make it not so obvious. And y'all all know what Bleach is, right? Well, turns out the nigga who made Bleach been talking about the same damn thing this whole time as well. It's just a little bit different. It's just the same little pattern over and over again. This nigga even said himself in his own words that like his little system is identical, not even like inspired by or similar to. This man said it's identical to another power system about this about the exact same real life concept. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Call me Sensei Rap, because I'm on that. All this information we about to go through here, man, I was taking notes. I just took, cause I got tired of reading through all these all the bull. I got tired of having to sift through all the bull just to get to the information every time I wanted to study up. So I went through all these different sources from actual books written by fallen angels and these smoke screens and fronts they put up called anime and books and manga and TV shows, hiding all this real information behind all this BS. I sifted through all that and typed it up for myself and now for y'all, because I was like, yeah, I'm probably going to drop this at some point. But I wanted to like basically get better with it before I brought something else. Basically, I wanted to bring something else to the table, not just rehash the same topic. But we got something. We talked about the top four before, so let's move right on. By the way, you see that at the top, Psalm 144:1. If you forgot which one that is, go look it up. Physical energy collected from the body cells, increased through training and exercise. Spiritual energy derived from the mind, your consciousness increased through studying, prayer, meditation, experience, da 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 da. These two together swirl in your sacrum. Remember, we talked about that last time. To create what I like to call the haki, because that translates to supreme key. Mostly because I don't like using the word real, because that's what they call it, and I don't like them. So increasing the power of these two energies will in turn increase haki power and output. Practicing the techniques builds experience, increasing spiritual energy, and in turn allowing more manipulation of it. This goes for physical energy as well in favor of endurance, respectively. True say, it's important to have a balance. Like I be working out and stuff too, but I also be trying my best to the best of my ability to get my mind right. I be needing help and I be asking for it and I be getting it. So it's all good. We making progress. But like when it says about practicing builds up experience, yeah, because now it's at the point where okay, basically before like at the last video when I was talking about this, I was to the point where I was still talking about how you got to constantly be breathing to basically keep yourself energized and stuff, right? The constant diaphragmatic breathing. I'm not to the point where it's on like automatically, like even when I sleep, but it's to the point where now it's easy. Like if I start it up, it's like cutting on a generator or something, and niggas just be going. And like it's easy to flow to different parts of my body now. Like before, I would have an envision in my mind, and it would take a while. I'd be like, all right, flow to my right hand or flow to my right foot. Now I can just do it. Like I could be in the middle of throwing some punches. Then it still takes like some time. I gotta get even faster, but like I gotta be throwing some punches, then stick my right hand out. And like on some like I mean, like I said, they be getting these concepts from somewhere, son. Stick my hand out, flow all my energy to that right hand, and then that next punch going crazy. Going crazy. And it gets easier and easier every time. It's to the point now where it's like not even just hitting things. Basically, any strenuous physical activity, without doing that, it doesn't even feel right, especially hitting things. Like, man, I was throwing some punches the other day and like testing, because I still be testing. It's like, bro, throwing some punches the other day, completely dry. I be calling it dry now. Like, I be recognizing, like, when I wake up, be like, oh, I'm dry. It's like, bruh, it's not like you just hurt. It's like unbearable, but it's like it's like I don't even want to do it like that. Like, why would you? Like, it'll make you never never want to throw a regular punch ever again. It's like, bro, why? You feel me? On to the next. And I'm not gonna go over absolutely everything. You can read that if you want to. The key to skilled use is not necessarily having large amounts. This is important, but the ability to sufficiently control and conserve it. Because, see, we are not normal people. And I made a whole video. My whole last video was talking about how some of us really, really not normal people. So, this is like the point where I'm at. I have to realize that, bro, okay, so I have an abundant amount of this energy, right? And it's just like not even just produced just like in the atmosphere, like it loves us. Like nature, the earth loves us. Literally, like so literally. So I'm over here like, all right, that's the thing. Control it. Cause look, like a while ago, like a month or some change ago, I tried to set a little piece of paper on fire in my hand. And I was almost there. I could tell there was like, it felt like there was just like one thing missing. Like I could feel the energy flowing. I was visualizing it. And there was a lot coming out of my hand. I'm like, damn, bro. But like, it didn't spark. Okay, so fast forward to now. I try it again. Everything's easier this time. The visualization, the energy, it's even like more. Like I push against my hand. It feels like it's like an electromagnetic generator pushing against my other hand, or like two magnets, one north, one south. You feel me? And it's just like repulsing. So I know the energy's flowing, but it's like it felt almost physical. Like there was just something in the way, but I can tell I'm getting even closer. So it's just like I said before, it's like an invisible set of muscles. You just gotta bench press till you get it. Like for example, when I maybe throwing a chain of punches or something, and okay, let's say I throw like a 4 punch combination, and on the third punch, my whole body is still enveloped in this energy. I'm still as calm as a pond, as calm as a tranquil pond. When in transition from that third to that fourth punch, I'm gathering all my energy in like my left fist or right fist or whatever. I'm still calm, and it takes practice. But once you get it, it's like damn, bro, damn, we really out here. And you can see it can be used for general performance enhancement by molding it into key points of the body, like your hands, your feet. Physical powers can be greatly augmented. It can affect your mental powers as well. Sure can. And boost your speed and other senses to superhuman levels alike. Sure can. That's how they don't want you to know. They want you. They niggas want you to think that all this stuff just be physical, or it can be explained in a material fleshy way. Nah, not quite. Nah, no, sir. But y'all already know that though. And so skipping over some basic stuff about how like breathing and all that. If you want this whole document, hey man, ask and ye shall receive. But anyway, we on to this part because this is the part. This is the part right here. Basically, because this is from Bleach, like this little concept where they call it Reiketsu. That's from Bleach. But it's just like you probably couldn't even tell because they all talking about the same damn thing, and I'm just putting it into organizing it in the way it should be instead of them doing all this devious, deceptive nonsense. You feel me? Anyway, what is Reiketsu, or spiritual decision, the control and manipulation of haki? This is what I was talking about earlier when bro said his system is exactly the same as basically Nin from Hunter x Hunter, which is the exact same thing we've been talking about this whole time. Mastery over energy exerted external and that which flows within internal. This nigga sound like me. One will never rise above the physical level without grasping such things. And in the show, there's a few levels. One, impression, recognizing and sensing haki. I've been past that point. Number two, cultivation, harnessing and shaping haki. That's, like I said earlier, I can do that now, but I'm still trying to perfect it. Because, like, number one, that's, boy, boy, yeah, okay. Number two, I'm still trying to perfect it. And then number three, once I perfect number two, we're going to get to number three, where goddamn niggas can go from just punching harder to punching through things. You feel me? Just takes diligence. And number four, like, we all have that. Like, that's just Israel in general. Like, we all have that. It's like feeling somebody vibe. Really, just everybody. Everybody can feel people's vibes and stuff and have empathy. But, like, to, I guess you could say, a quote unquote supernatural level, yeah, that's just us. Just another reason niggas jealous. What's crazy is that I actually picked up a little tip from this other blasphemous ass something, blasphemous ass nonsense called Tower of God, where they have basically a life energy in the show called Shunsu or something, and it's the exact same thing. They describe it. It's like the fundamental, like everything needs this. Without this, y'all, everything's dead. There's nothing there. So it's the same thing, but in the show they talk about how in lower concentrations it acts like a gas, but once it gets like more condensed and there's more of it, it starts acting like a liquid. Super true. Like I applied it and I was like, damn, bro, this is this this is a web comic, bro. Like this is the animation. Like how do you wake up and just lie so much?
夜さん、コントロールはあれですが悪く。
I ain't even gonna sit here and hold. It does take a lot of concentration. Like I can honestly say though, like niggas is making progress. Like, cause in my mind before the images used to be blurry. Now they getting to the point where I can like discern colors and details and such. So I'm already knowing like, but like that's definitely it. Do take a lot of concentration. I must say like the volume. I ain't lacking for volume. Like niggas like if you want to get Niggas like potential straight level 6. Niggas is up there. As far as like control though and the concentration, that's what I'm really being diligent about. But it should be different for everybody. It is different for everybody. So that's what I'm on. We like an update. And I know whoever else was called to be on this. So, let me see, goddamn, go ahead. I mean, hopefully I can see it if you comment. Hopefully I can see it. Damn it. But man, let me know what's up. Where you at with it? Just to draw some more parallels. This from that siren shit I was talking about earlier. It says the basics. When training using Psi, there are 3 basic things that need to be followed: concentration, visualization, and projection. We've already been talking about this. It's like this shit still baffles me to this day. Like to this day, this shit still baffles me. Like this, that Harry Potter, that Lord of the Rings, like all that. It just, bro. But what they talking about at the bottom, that burst stream, I'm actually going to like see what's up with that. Because I was just talking about earlier how I have a lot, but it's hard to control, right? And so these niggas up here giving me analogies and shit, talking about some burst stream acts like a giant steering wheel. With the tiny steering wheel of the brain, it would be hard to control a powerful burst. But using the stream, it allows a person to control and steer the power. And I'm over here like, why does that make so much sense, bro? Shit, it's been a crazy ass feeling in the air recently. I don't know if I saw the picture. If I do, I'm gonna put it up. But niggas been catching purple skies and such. It's like, bro. And then, like I was talking about in the last video, I believe my mama brought it up. The government been real quiet. And keep in mind, 2020 isn't over yet because the year don't start till April 1st. So niggas still got a solid month left up in 2020. Niggas thinking it's still 2021. That's the thing with this damn Gregorian calendar. I be forgetting that shit sometimes. But it's like, bro, all that deception's finna come to an end. Because, our last actual couple videos, I've been talking about things related to aliens. Aliens. So it's all, I noticed, bro. It's just like, bro, we really at, like, the whole divine line, like, this whole nation really is on, like, a frequency, bro. Because it's like, I already don't believe in coincidences, but I just noticed time and time again, like, when me and other channels I follow drop, it's like we don't be making the same videos, but we just be on the same page. Like, not even necessarily the same topics most of the time. It's just like niggas is on the same page. And sometimes it is about the same topics. Just like but from different angles. And I end up learning something completely different and new from them. And it's just like, bro, niggas is on a frequency, man. It's something else. It's quite the privilege, I cherish it. How about you? Anyway, y'all stay prayed up, stay safe out here. I'm over here going 30. This video a little shorter than usual. Niggas love dropping mini documentaries and 1 hour specials on their bed. Sometimes whole movies. Hey man, look. Whoever gonna watch them, gonna watch them. Whoever don't, I don't give a damn. Anyway, y'all stay prayed up. All praises to the kingdom in the name of Yahushua Abba Yahuwah. Stay safe out here and get ready to pull the trigger.